than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit you, Ton, who will?
My career is at stake.
Damnable red-cloaked baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionables.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into it.
I swear by the seven, if we did not have more important matters.
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend to her wound.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. In your case, more than I suspect, man, god or even reptile can provide. However, we must soldier on. It is not enough to be god-woken in order to ascend.
As she speaks, the Meister uncorks a vial of shimmering liquid, sauce. She lets a couple of drops fall on her hand. She stares at the empty spot on her palm for a long moment before turning back.
A process by which god-woken may ascend. It begins with discovering your deepest self, delving into your own soul. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen god-woken, but become god-woken. It is time to see. Fortunately, the Magisters pay as much attention to art as they do to fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall. I pray my instructions will not be too technical for you. You'll push the button.
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched, taking your time, you carefully enter the combination. The metallic sounds of the...
Excellent. Follow me. Speak to me when you wish to proceed. And try not to break anything in the
Ancient runes. Weird contraptions. This place is an arcanist's dream.
Ancient runes. Weird contraptions. This place is not...
The Meister is examining...
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken?
Meister Siever's stare bores into your soul. It is...
Indeed, some people seem to think so.
The Meister rests her hand...
I pray you're more idiot than mad dog. It would be a shame to expend all this effort just to see you put down. I hope so. For to accept divinity is to accept responsibility for the lives of every person and beast that walks river. If granted divinity, you would have the power of all 7 gods at your disposal. You could heal any wound. Pull up, but make no mistake. The divine has only one duty. To protect this world. The divine cannot use her power for anything else. When you become the divine, there is no more self.
For just a moment, her eyes soften as she looks at you.
It is no small thing to ask, but it is your duty. Without a new divine, Rivellon will die. Very well, then. Let's see if we can't snatch... The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, set the concoction aflame, and then ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lungs, or a dire sense of existential dread. They're all perfectly normal. Although you will need to sacrifice. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Salt.
The Meister looks back at her wounds, curiously...
And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back out to the cloister with... you simple? Perform the ritual. Ingredients in the cupboard, ritual in the book, source in the fountain.
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown together in no particular order. After a quick rummage, you spot the black root, nestled between the grated dragon's tongue and Drudene oil. You gather up the black root, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and kick the door of the cupboard closed. As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out. Bathed in the half-light of these starless barrens, you spot a figure you could only describe as a second self. It looks haggard and weak. Its very voice...
My chosen, come closer, so that you may see me as I truly am. Look me.
The apparition clasps your face in its shaking hands. You suddenly feel your eyes tingle. Everything becomes brighter, sharper.
Blind eyes, shine, speak the spell, and see. Please.
Gone is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the god Tir-Sendelius.
You know me, don't you? I saved you. Your god-woken soul is my last refuge. My last...
Tir-Sendelius nourishes himself from the source that abounds in your presence.
Ah, yes. The void itself is hunting down the gods. We're battling for our very survival. It's about to save us both. You must realize that our fates are together. We are a force to be reckoned with. That means there is but one place we can go. It most certainly will be. We gave them up freely to create the first divine. Each of us. That is where the road to divinity leads. And you must be the first to reach it, at all costs. I know. One must never enter into any endeavor, though, without the void is stronger than ever. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to... Only she who claims everything will be everything. The void's doom, this world's... I hope you understand them to their full extent. But of course, only... So make no mistake, my champion. But don't let that dismay you. For I promise that yours alone will be the powers of the lake. And to the lake I will lead you. Our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a...
Hoarse laughter rolls and...
You are quite formidable, my chosen. But we are I now. The spells you need to know I will teach you when you are ready. But first, so return to Rivellon and seek out these sages where they dwell. Once you have, you may return to me here. Something that will make you understand that for a god, there is precious little difference between... Source is It is a constant. You have the speak the spell during your peregrinations and you will see them. Where the dead lie, and so much more. But I'm best of luck.
The Meister stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired and bruised, but determined.
Still alive? Gods above, there might be something to you after all.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What do you know?
She stares intently for a moment, taking in every detail.
You didn't have enough source, did you? You had all the materials, but that is unfortunate. You may well have that potential, but at the same time, how to put this? I don't trust you to tie your bootlaces without accidentally hanging yourself, let alone controlling the powers of creation. So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only source masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turn into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters to contain. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. Just so, some of these are quite dark, twisted individuals. The kind of creatures that grew bored pulling their legs from spiders and so moved on to people. However, it is the path we walk, no matter what the cost. No matter...
The Meister doubles over in a violent coughing fit, struggling for breath. After a few moments, she regains her composure, wiping a thin smear of blood from...
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. The Magisters have kept ledgers with all known sorcerers, especially the powerful ones not yet captured. They would be an invaluable resource. But do be careful not to get caught. I was their guest for a time. And I promise you the gallows was the most comfortable part of the experience. And if their barracks turns out to be as empty as their skulls, just try to keep an ear to the ground. There may...
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic. She hisses in frustration.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever it takes.
You can see me. Oh God. I am the Meister's apprentice. I study under her, but I do not learn. I hear tales of the ritual, of what lies beyond. Meister tells me it cannot happen, that I am not God-woken. But in my heart, no air fills my lungs. Only...
The spirit looks at you.
It is hard to hear of such power.
any mood to talk about it.
Blessings of the divine upon you. Wonder. There you go, all cozy. So tell us.
You...
Come on, can't I go and play
Surrounded
with the
by
others?
incompetence. I deserve a better posting.
You're not leaving my sight for a while longer yet.
Hell with them.
Come
I need
on,
those
of course,
reports
can't I go
down.
and play with the others?
No can do, chickadee. You're not leaving my sight for a while longer yet.
What do you want, lizard? You can't just come in here as you please. There's Manchester's missing. I'm trying to conduct a bloody investigation. This isn't the ancient empire, serpent. Now answer my bloody question. What are you doing here? Well, mind your bloody step in future. I've an investigation to carry out, and I don't need any modest. He's a deviant named Higba, a grubby little tinkerer with a criminal mind. Some of my magisters have vanished from Driftwood lately, and I'm certain that fiend is hardly. By all... No matter, he'll face justice either way. Well, do you know anything? I'm already aware of that, establishment. I can't believe they'd have any involvement in this. They'd be stop wasting my time.
But Ma!
Well, there's a fun face. Byron and I are patching up before we head home. You stay out of trouble. Oh, great, a citizen. Can't you see I'm on a break here? Well, that does. I guess you should go tell Magister Raymond or Magister... Again? Seriously? What? Go tell Magister Raymond or Magister Julian immediately. They'll raise the alert. Go. Now. Again? Seriously? I'm sure. I guess you should go tell Magister Carver who's on duty and leave me...
Head nodding drowsily.
They won't take me unawares. I'm ready for anything. Why, whoever's...
Waving you...
Of course, sir. Right away.
What?
You doing okay, boy of mine?
Ma, I'm fine.
Well, do you know... Stop wasting my time.
Fine, Fab, you're a hero.
The Magister startles.
What do you want, elf? You can't just come in here as you please. I didn't ask for your opinion, savage. I asked why you're here. Now answer me. Well, mine? He's a deviant named hardly. No matter. Well, do you know anything?
The Magister barely acknowledges this, his eyes flicking around the room as if waiting for an assassin to burst.
Another one of my magisters has been taken. Or let the tink now. Or... Another one of my... Well, do you know anything? I'm already aware of... I can't believe they'd have any... Stop wasting my time. Well, do you know anything? Stop wasting my... Well, stop wasting my...
I'm watching you, stranger. That's Magister business. Keep your nose out.
Come on, can't I go and play with the others?
No can do, chickadee.
I have to stop
You're not
these
leaving my
disappearances.
sight for a
My
while longer
career
yet.
is at stake.
But Ma!
You doing okay, boy of mine?
Barwick,
Ma,
would you
I'm
have
fine.
to die of thirst?
Right
Fill
away.
my damn cup.
You're better than fine, Fab, you're a hero. You doing okay, boy of mine?
Ma, I'm fine.
You're better than fine, Fab, you're hero!
I have to stop these disappearances. My career
Come
is
on.
at stake.
Can't I go and play with the others?
No can do, Chickadee. You're not leaving my sight for a while longer yet.
Elsa, my inkwell is
Course,
dry.
sir.
Fetch me some
Right
more.
away.
Bellwether, I need those reports damned.
Of course, sir. Right away.
You do know good boy of mine.
Ma, I'm fine.
You're better than fine, Bab. You're a hero.
Barwit, would you have me
Course,
die
sir.
of thirst?
Right away.
Fill
You do know
my
good
damn
boy
cup.
of mine.
Ma, I'm fine.
You're better than fine, Bab. You're a hero.
Bellwether, I need those...
The spirit of an emaciated prisoner is staring down at his own corpse. He shakes his head and lets out an exasperated sigh.
Of all the stupid ways to go. Best leave that secret for someone who needs it. You can stroll out of here whenever you like. Oh, it was a stupid bloody... I must have taken too much of the stuff, though. Wound up fully dead in... want, air breather?
The spirit scowled.
I did nothing. Or I didn't do what they accused me. Easy for you to judge. You can just...
Good find.
Hard to see out.
Met me as a lone wolf, but did I ever tell you of my past in the Divine Order? I'm from the deserts of Mezd originally. My parents died when I was very young. They were spice merchants, killed...
Ifan bites his lip.
They were my home until I was old enough. Mother Melody always said I'd have a hard life. She saw it as fact, since I was born under the waxing moon. Ah, a lively one. Generous and high-spirited. I've been striving my whole life to prove mine wrong. to, 0 success. So...
Ifan claps you on the shoulder.
Trust me, today's Divine Order has nothing to do with Lucians.
He closes his eyes as he speaks.
You know sacrifices had to be made during the war? Well, Lucian knew he needed to use death fog to eliminate the Black Ring. But I was to hurry through the forests with a rift portal for the elves, so they could escape before the death fog exploded. But something went wrong. I was too late. The death fog exploded just as I arrived, and that's something I want an answer to myself.
He shoots you a grateful look.
Onwards.
A fisherman stares at the water, muttering to himself.
The missus will kill me. She'll tear me a new mouth halfway. Fish will bite, all right. Not that you'd eat one. I've got a worse problem than that. Way, way worse. I've gone and dropped my wedding ring in the water.
He gives you a sorrowful look.
My wife's dead, buddy.
He contrives to think about your apology. Can't keep a straight face.
I'm pulling your leg. She's fine. She'll be bloody furious if I don't get that ring back, though. I could do that. I could. But seeing as the ring has a bit of sauce to it, like as not, going in there will attract Voidwoken. All things equal, between an angry wife and Voidwoken, I'm leaning towards the wife. Just a hint, nothing that concerned a Magister, made me feel that little bit more. I wouldn't do the dirt or anything, but it's good for the ego. I'm not asking you to risk your life on account of me and my marital woes, but if you fancy a paddle...
I've spotted something. Voidwoken, to arms!
cornered.
I'll find you.
Well, that was terrifying. I need a new line of work. Goat herd, high on a mountain. Spice trader in the deserts. Anything but this. They're looking for people to go to the Empire. Well, I'm embarrassed now. The wife would laugh. I'm always putting me big foot in it. My official bite, all right. Not that you'd eat one. I've got a worse problem than that. Way, way worse. I was casting a line and I cast me bloody wedding ring instead.
He contrives to give you a...
The wife's got a sentimental attachment to that ring. Her mum took it off her dad's drowned body. Here, on this very beach. Maybe she cut his finger... Ah, I'm joshing ya. Good day to you, then.
A horrified fisherman...
That was... If the missus will go for it, of course. She likes... You found it! How wonderful! The wife will be thrilled. Or she would if she ever found out about this, which of course she won't. But I can't thank you enough.
His eyes narrow.
I'm not sure I understand what you're trying to say. I'd rather face my angry wife than give the likes of you the satisfaction of taking my dinner money.
Not trusting you, he takes it from your hand, half expecting you to take it back.
Need to fatten myself up a bit so I don't lose it a second time.
With a new confidence in his stance, he gives you a casual salute. Then...
Another Magister caravan.
Slithering little worms.
The eyes of the dwarves look strange, but you can't quite make them. Indeed, the dwarves' whole faces are strange. They seem tense, contorted, and bare.
Come no further! Stupid and persistent.
There, on the cliff.
see their eyes. Yes, black as the grave. Here lies Patrick, prophet. He perished in this place, predicting the downfall of Bracchus Rex. That's no...
The statue stands before you in silence.
Lucian's teeth. These torches will not stay lit.
What's happening to the shrine?
As the torches around you flicker and crack to life, you hear a low groan.
Bracchus Rex! God damn you to this hell in which I suffer! God damn these burning flames! My blood boils in on death, and you ask if it hurts. The indignity fans the flames. Just when the agony subsides, more come to the shrine and put flame to the torches. They think to honor me. Instead, they incinerate me. The curse is everlasting. Whenever I am honored, I will suffer for it. Bracchus saw to that. I knew him and knew his secrets. I saw his rise and fall as woven into the tapestry. He branded my truth as blasphemy, and I burn for it. Volumes, but the prophecies are meant for divine. You, I see it. You too follow a path consumed by fire. You must take my gift from among the flames. With it, you will know truth.
The rumble reaches a deafening forte, then dissipates. The voice is gone. Only the whisper of... The statue stands... As you hunker down for a closer look, the lamp jerks slightly, almost imperceptibly. The lamp feels strangely hot to your touch. Heavy smoke spills out of the spout of the lamp, falling to your feet, where it flows away.
It laughed as I was sealed away in that lamp. Be the light of the world, Godwoken, it said. Even so, it was more honest than your hellish seven. I may be bound to that lamp, but I can still strike you down with the... And until then, I am happy to do my bit to rid the world of one god's puppet.
The djinn hisses slowly.
Very well. You have one chance, Godwoken. Do you wish for power, wealth, knowledge, or to see your enemies gone? Another Godwoken desperate for power.
Whatever happened here, it was a massacre.
Keep on walking, bud. You got moss for ears. Scram!
The face of a dwarf appears from the shadows. You notice a couple of fresh scratches on his cheek, partially hidden by a thick...
You got a problem with simple instructions. Leave. Now! Don't know about no questions asked, but there'll be... Now leave! Don't you dare mention Her Majesty! The crew was fighting amongst themselves, tearing each other up. Hell, maybe they were demons. I only managed to drag Valine in here before the bloody void. I've never seen such slaughter. Best we could do was save ourselves and try to report back to Driftwood. Lohar's got to know about this. How about you talk some sense? If you think you're marching us to our deaths, you've another thing coming, bud. What part of talk sense passed you? You watch yourself. The void walking around here are winged hell. I were looking for mushrooms when I heard the shout. The crew was fighting amongst themselves. Hell, maybe they were demons. I've never seen such... How about you talk? If you think you're marching us to... God's blood. The cove's guarded by those old ruins below. You'll need to get through them before you can get... Me and Valine will seek into the ruins and wait. If you start to scrap, we'll have you...
wriggling little worms.
Strength comes. Just reward. done here? If you want me, I'll be in Driftwood, toasting my fallen brothers and sisters.
This body is fresh. The void is strong here. Even the stone is infected. The void is strong here. Even the stone is infected.
You shift uncomfortably as the wagon traverses a patch of bumpy ground. The Magisters haven't removed your shackles, even though there's no... You sigh and gaze outward. But then, you see something flying close to the horizon. Your eyes widen as they draw near. You feel a tidal wave of panic drown you. You try to crawl away, but claws pin you down.
Looks like this is Loha's place, or what's left of it. Could Mortis have survived this?
There's a void woken on the bridge ahead. But where's it going? Good gods, what's happened?
The dwarf rocks on her haunches, gnawing at her own blood. Her wet, fearful eyes flick.
Away! Away! Do not...
She shrinks into the fetal position.
He'll come back! He'll come back! He'll come back! He'll come back! And we'll all be eaten alive!
The dwarf shakes her head vigorously.
No! I don't want to look! I saw too much already! Too much! Get away from me!
She clamps her hands over her ears and shuts her...
What's up, Chief?
You think I stopped to get a knife? They locked him up, but he got out. And... run! If you know what...
A sorcerer. Still wearing the collar, too.
Is this where the flying Voidwoken took those poor souls from the beach?
My lord had faith. He came to me, and as a reward for my service, he has granted me his favor. He has granted me armies, merely sheep with swords. But Mord Acclaim is so much more than the power to have those beasts slaughter each other, and it is mine.
The Master Sorcerer throws up his pocked, cracked arms to defend himself as you step forward. The undead dwarf looks quickly over its shoulder, his gaze darting from shadow to shadow.
Of course! Of course! Anything! Just name it! What? Source?
The skeleton slowly lowers his arms, staring at you in...
Of course! You're God-woken! And I worried we could not find common ground. Yet, if you swear, you won't banish me to the afterlife. Am I not? How many others have survived the Magister's witch hunt?
The skull before you curls into a maggot-eating grin.
No, you need me. So I teach you and you spare me. Do we have an accord? Praise be. Very well, Godwoken. Listen carefully. Source and void, day and night, love and hate. One is meaningless without the other. To grow your source, to achieve your potential, you must embrace.
The grinning skeleton reaches into the folds of his robes and pulls out a small black mass. It's
Here, Godwoken. Take a bite.
The thick pus explodes into your mouth, coating the back of your throat. You can feel it running down your... You start to retch, your body struggling to reject this intruder. But your teeth clamp down hard on the fibrous deep within you. You feel something change. Your soul opens up, and you feel it swell as new channels for source start. You swallow all you can. And despite the meat in your stomach, you feel a new space inside you.
There, I held up my end of the bargain. I did as you asked. And now I'm getting as far from this cave as my bones will take me.
Mortis looks at you in alarm.
God's graves, please be quick. He wanted the death fog destroyed. Once he knew his rats had found it in the Peacemaker's wreck, he wanted it destroyed. The greatest weapon Rivellon has ever seen lands in his lap, and he ordered the barrels thrown into the ocean. We couldn't let it happen. We needed it. The power gifted to me. The power of acclaim. The power to bend the feeble-minded to my will. It was a gift from... It was a gift. The Queen! It's the Queen! She saw what Deathfog did to the Black Ring. She saw it destroy the Elven Forest. She said the dwarves needed power like that, and he told me to make sure she got it. He told... Arcs. The barrels were going to Arcs. I can't. He'll hear. He'll know. He'll find me. He'll come. You can't help. No one can help. If he makes up his mind, nothing...
Mortis takes a step back, looking about in half-crazed...
I can't. I can't. Not now. It's too late. It's all too late.
You grab the dwarf's old, brittle arm and follow through with your knee. There's a dry snapping sound as the crumbling...
Ah! No! Stop! Stop! I beg you! I'll tell you.
You relent, and the dwarf stumbles back, cradling his fractured arm and whimpering.
It's him. The one the Seven rejected.
The dwarf is interrupted by another crack. You see his femur has developed a break. The fracture spreads, shearing the bone in two. He looks up, and you see that his jaw is cracked, broken, and falling to pieces. Fissures are starting to run across his skull, and his ribs start to snap and fall one by one. Mortis tries to raise his remaining arm to his head, splaying his fingers wide, but the digits are viciously snapped off by some unseen... You hear the tiniest whimper from the skeleton before his face caves...
This is incredible. I've never felt so... alive.
The thought of Deathfog gives you pause. A weapon like that should give everyone pause.
All weapons have a purpose if wielded correctly. Something like this could end prolonged, bloody campaigns in a day.
Who wakes up in the morning and thinks, today I'll invent something that'll be able to murder people by the hundreds?
I've seen this. Seen Deathfog in action.
stay off that particular device.
The lock's melting away. Mordus turned the key into an amulet. Cunning.
I thought this cave couldn't get any more grim.
I do not want to know what that smell is.
Death, most likely. Watch your step. Careful. I've spotted a trap.
Not trying to escape, are you?
The fish wished it had been the one that got away.
What's this? I found something.
I recognize the device on the table there. I need to talk to her.
You see Ifan in earnest conversation with the dwarven woman. All of a sudden, he pales and staggers backward.
You thought that was a rift portal? Lord knows. It's a special device that carries only a very special cargo. Specifically, death fog.
No. No!
Ifan freezes with resolve, and a cold anger emanates from him. In one fluid move, he steps close to her, knife point to...
I wouldn't go there if I were you. I work directly for Queen Justinia, and she doesn't take kindly to meddlers. And to be honest... So, if you want to harass somebody, hang on. Hannig, the original creator, should arrive here from Paradise Downs any day now.
Ifan whips away his blade and stalks away. A single bead of crimson blossoms at the scientist.
Just give me a minute. Seven me down. I just found out something terrible. Back in the war, Lucian himself handed me a device. He said it was a rift portal to save the elves. So I raced there. Faster than I've ever done any. It was a device designed to deliver. I can't believe that Lucian would do that. To lie to me? To use me? I ran. But... could Lucian do this? I intend to dig up answers by any means necessary. And when we do, I'll make sure she answers any question.
Look if you must, but don't. Though I'm not quite sure who you are, or what business you have here.
She flinches in fear, and...
I'm fixing... try. Same little beauty the Order used to wipe out the Black Ring, with a side order of it. But I've reached the end of my tinkering abilities. Not my fault. But only the original creator could fix it now, and she'll be along any day now. Queen Justinia's orders, of course. Can't really say any more than that to you. It delivers a lizard.
The dwarven woman...
Yes.
She...
Changed nothing.
And you thought Rivellon was flat.
The payload of the Peacemaker is here. I can feel its power.
I saw the light in the dark on the Peacemaker's last trip, safe in the hold. Not crazy, real. Saw nothing, but smelled everything, smelled like...
The rat crouches low and gives you an evil look.
Huh! Ain't no way out but an hole in the ground, an hole in the ground. Ha! Dig your hole wherever you like, dig your hole wherever you like. The void is coming and all is nothing.
The rat crouches low and gives you an evil... The angelic figure
I found something.
This must be the wreck of the Peacemaker. Some of her cargo may remain.
The spirit hovers before you. It looks into your eyes and reaches out a hand of smoke and gossamer. Silently, you feel the boards creak under your boots. The smell of salt and pitch fills your nose. You check the knot. There's a shout from above decks, and then the world turns upside down. You're pitched violently sideways as the planks around you rip apart and black water floods in. You kick and thrash, desperately trying to reach the door to the deck above, but the current hurls you back. As your vision fades to black, you awake to the flicker of torchlight and the sound of voices. You hear the snap of a latch being broken and a long, low whistle. Get word to Lohar. The Reds are shipping death fog. Send your fastest runner. You lie still for a minute, until you feel a rough kick to the ribs. Well now, ain't you an unfortunate little flounder? She growls before clamping her hand across. You kick and struggle weakly. As your vision starts to swim, you see other dwarves moving and stepping back from the spirit. The feeling of her panic... The angelic figure stands. This shrine fills your body is still. This shrine fills you with your eyes flutter.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving.
Buying or selling?
It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, Wolf, and you'll end up licking sawdust from a cell floor.
Be by soon enough. Glad to see you well.
What do they call it? The axe?
Until later then.
Executes 24 noble.
perfect fit. Garbage. It's broken.